My name's Val Hood and I am a working medium. I have been doing this for, seeing things in spirit since I was at the age of 8. I've been working as a medium for about 10 years now, and I ended up in a spiritualist church because I needed some help myself, and their classes covered various different things, and one thing led to another. I ended up in a spiritualist church working supposedly with another medium. My teacher invited me in to do a service with her, and I turned up and she didn't, so I was baptism of fire. I was thrown in at the deep end, so hence doing what I'm doing, and I've been doing it ever since. And she said she loved it when you brushed her hair, albeit her head hurt her. Would you understand? Because she's telling me I can feel the pain on my scalp, and I know that even all my skin hurts, okay? But she said it made her feel better when she looked in the mirror and she could see that she had made the effort, is what I want to say. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't want to make you cry, but I know you're crying because you're happy to have her here. My work as a medium is to be able to help people. At the end of the day, that's all that I want to do. And the job, because I went for training, obviously, we're all born with the ability to have a spiritual connection, but we have to learn to focus. And I went for teaching at various institutes to be able to be taught how to focus. And the job that I was taught to do was to be able to link to spirit, to be able to give communication to people who've lost somebody, to prove that the physical body passes but the spirit doesn't, the spirit lives on, and that's the job that I do. However, I've actually realised that it isn't just that, it's about helping people, it's about giving people comfort, it's about giving people closure, it's about the fact that, you know, you sat there and watched your mum suffering and you need to know that she's out of her pain and discomfort but she's still with you, that sort of thing. And to be able to do that with the love and the emotion, so it's not just the messages from the spirit people saying, you know, I was auntie this and I did this sewing and I lived at this house and whatever. It's the love and the emotion that goes with it as well. You know what she's saying. And life's all about having fun, everybody. Life's all about having fun. None of us knows how long we're going to be here, and if we don't enjoy it while we're here, it's too late when we're not here, and we can't come back and do it all again. So we have to make sure we enjoy every single day while we're here. Alright, this is your mother shouting at you here, she's shouting at everybody else as well. But it's important that everybody knows that. Enjoy every day while you're here. You weren't having fun, you're now having a ball.
Absolutely.
Alright? My job as a medium is tenfold, I suppose. I teach mediumship, and that's an important part of what I do. It's so nice to be able to give back when you've been given so much, so I know it's important for me to be able to continue to teach. So I actually teach and do development circle in this very room, funnily enough, and I do workshops and things elsewhere as well, so I'll travel with those. I do readings in this room, I do readings in various shops and Beyond the Senses in Cheam. I do ghost investigations, which is for Spiral. Has this place been used as some sort of like a restraining place? You know, like not a jail, but like a jail, if you like, a restraining place. Yeah. You understand? Okay. Because that's what this room was used for.
Yeah.
It's restraining. It's like a jail, but it's not a jail. But it was a case where they kept people that needed to be under lock and key. I have done things like Most Haunted. I was involved in one of their programs. Church services, so spiritual churches. I do spiritual churches all over the country, and I do public demonstrations at theatres and various venues. And that's about to start spreading, because I'm about to embark on a tour in this country, in the UK, and also across the world. My plan next year is to do an 8-week trip, which starts off at Hong Kong and goes to Australia and then New Zealand and then over to America and then back home, which is very exciting. This is your mum, by the way. Okay. I don't have to go into all the ins and outs of who, why, what, where. No. She's dressed beautifully, as she always was, and she was very sure of her tongue, is what I want to say. She had something to say boy oh boy oh boy did you have to listen, you understand.
Yep.
And if you were in trouble, you certainly knew you were in trouble, and I feel as if you reflected so quickly to get out of her way. Do you understand? I always say to people, I have the best job in the world. Being a medium and being able to link people to their loved ones is just the most amazing thing. But even just knowing that my loved ones are with me, they give me help and guidance every day, is the most amazing thing. And I have so many people who come to me that have lost their children, and to be able to give that information to them about the fact that they're still there. Recently I had a young couple came to see me, and 2 weeks before, their 5-year-old had died unexpectedly, and there was this cherub-faced little boy staring up at me, and he was giving information that, how could I know that? I'd never met them before, I'd never seen them before, I didn't know anything about them. And I never ask people for information. I know when I do my readings, I always ask what is the reason for a reading, because some people want to know whether their loved ones are still with them and that they're out of pain and all the rest of it. Others like to know, you know, am I going to meet a tall, dark, handsome stranger and what's going to happen in my future? But it's the ones that you can give that contact to with their mums, their dads, their brothers, their sisters, whoever, knowing that they're out of their pain and discomfort and they're still with them. That is just totally, totally amazing to be able to do that. And I bless every day the fact that I'm able to do that.
It's really funny because one of the things that I keep feeling is that there was lots of noise, lots of bawdiness. It must have been, I know old pubs were used for those sorts of things, but it seems like you know, lots of girls and ladies of the night and things like that going on in here. But I know I'm picking up something going back to the Highwayman type era.
And I also want to say that when I see the October, he's just giving me the scales, which is the scales of justice. And I know that somebody's actually dealing with legal papers at the moment, so I'm signing papers. Would you understand that? Because he said you must make sure that you read the fine print. Yes. And I know that he would have done that. He wouldn't have signed his name to something that he hadn't read all of the things over and over and over. You asked earlier a question about where did this come from, how did it start? I've been seeing things since I was 8 years old that I can consciously remember. And I remember not saying anything to anybody because I was frightened that people would think I was a nutcase. My nan died when I was 8 years old, and she has always been with me every step of the way. And what I didn't find out until about 6 years ago is that my grandmother was actually a medium herself. She used to read tea leaves for people, and people used to come from far and wide, and she was quite a spooky lady. Anyway, but I remember I got to the age of 13, and we used to be Church of England, and we used to go every week without fail. And I remember coming home one day saying to my mum, I'm not going anymore, and she was horrified. And she said, why? And I said, well, I can't understand what the man's saying because his big words going over my head, and I was this little girl that didn't understand. But there was also, I said to her, how come we're born into this life, we learn all that we learn, to die, to get buried in a box, and that's the end of us. I said, there has to be more to life than this, and that is my quest. There has to be more to life, and that's, I think, the essence of what I'm trying to prove to people, is there is more to life. It's not the box at the end of a period and that's the end of us. We are still there, and that's what I'm aiming to prove. That's what I'm trying to show people, that they don't lose you, we're still around.